Hello FPL managers and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack and today we're discussing our transfer plans for game week 23 of FPL, as there are a couple of key double game weeks coming up and some players that we're looking to bring in for these double game weeks. If you guys are enjoying the FPL content, drop a like and subscribe as it really does help out the channel, and click the notification bell as well to stay up to date with all the future videos coming your guys' way shortly. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. So in today's video, we're going to look at some weak points in the team based on how the team has got on so far in game week 22 and some potential players that we're looking to get rid of across the next few game weeks, and sort of discuss the transfer strategy to try and navigate the blank and double game weeks coming up in the near future. So first of all, let's have a look at the goalkeeper. Ramsdale just got the 3 points as Everton did pull off an upset win at home to Arsenal as they won 1-0. Unfortunately, obviously that meant Ramsdale couldn't get his clean sheet. He did pick up a bonus point which wasn't too bad. But the main reason, of course, we got Ramsdale in was for his double game week coming up in game week 23, plus also the fact that Arsenal don't blank in either game weeks 25, 28 or 32, which does make them very appealing assets. The same goes with Ben White here. That's the main reason he was in the team. Obviously, we did use our wild card in game week 22, keep in mind. So, of course, for that reason, we do have triple Arsenal to try and capitalize on avoiding as many blanks as we can, whilst also getting that double game week 23 in as well. Of course, that meant the double Arsenal defence did not prove fruitful in game week 22, as neither Ben White or Ramsdale could record their clean sheet points. And surprisingly, for the first time in what seems like forever, Kieran Trippier did not provide any FPL returns in a game week. That is absolutely unheard of this season, to be honest, from Kieran Trippier. He's pretty much returned in every single game this year. I think only banking in 3 or 4 games across the whole 22 game week season so far for Newcastle. So he's been absolutely excellent, but a rare blank this week for him, as did Martinez, as we did opt to go for Martinez over Shaw due to some funds being left in the bank to be able to make a transfer that I will discuss later on in the video. Unfortunately, Luke Shaw did pick up the assist and Martinez just got the blank, as obviously Manchester United didn't get the clean sheet after they conceded, after Casemiro picked up that red card. Also adding to the frustration this week, we were tossing up between March and Mitoma as the option for Brighton in midfield. We opted to go for March. He blanked with 3 points, whereas Mitoma did get the goal, got triple bonus points as well, taking him up to 11 for the game week. So that was definitely a tough one to watch, but the game week was helped a lot by Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes being in the team, as both of them provided goals in their first fixture of the double game week. Rashford also adding an assist in there as well, taking his tally up to 24 already on captaincy for the double game week. So he's been absolutely excellent for us since we've brought him in. And Odegaard there did blank with just the 2 points. He didn't really get a look in against Everton, as Everton did set up fairly well defensively against Arsenal, not really allowing the wide players or Odegaard to have much say over that Arsenal attacking play, or the build-up play at least. So he just got the blank there. And then Erling Haaland also blanked up top for Manchester City, as they did have a surprise loss to Tottenham, who are a side that do typically very well against Manchester City in recent history. And fortunately for us, Harry Kane was the man that scored for Tottenham. He got 2 bonus points as well. So very happy with Kane's performance. On the contrary though, Bamford did not look very good at all against Nottingham Forest. Couldn't really get himself into many good positions. He had a couple of chances which he did waste for Leeds. Didn't really create too much for his teammates either. So not a great performance from him away on Nottingham Forest, but he still has the second fixture in the double game against Manchester United where he could potentially save something, but I'm not hopeful for returns in this fixture, should I say, for Bamford, as of course his minutes will be reduced as well, as he did only play around 65 minutes in the first match against Nottingham Forest, and of course Manchester United's defence is very strong, especially recently. Quickly looking at the bench, Akanji, Andreas and Bueno all produced blanks with 2, 2 and 0 respectively. Bueno did get benched for Wolves for the first time in a while now, and Akanji and Andreas both couldn't provide any returns there. So far in game week 22, 60 points, which is a fairly decent output considering that we still have 4 fixtures left to be played, with Martinez, Rashford, Fernandes and Bamford all playing in their final double game week match. And as it currently stands, we have seen a 200k red arrow green arrow up from 1.2 million to around 1 million. So a decent start so far this game week. Definitely could have been a lot more had we had Shaw instead of Martinez and Mitoma instead of March. I think we would have been on a massive green arrow if we did have those players in the side. But with all that in mind, let's have a look at some transfer plans for the next few weeks. So let's take a look at some Bruno Fernandes replacements, as Fernandes is the most likely player to depart the squads, in my opinion, based on what I've seen so far in game week 22, as despite him producing 10 points in this first match of a double game week, I think it could be a good move to move him over to a Manchester City asset, but that was originally going to be Kevin De Bruyne, and as I touched on before, we did save up quite a bit of money in the bank, and that was actually to make the move up to De Bruyne, and since he did get rested against Tottenham, it's kind of put me off, especially since he is 12.4 compared to this other Fernandes replacement here, and Mahrez at a 7.7, as Mahrez does seem a lot more tempting than De Bruyne right now, especially considering Mahrez was unlucky not to score against Tottenham, hitting a volley that hit the underside of the crossbar, nearly bouncing in as well, so he could have easily had a goal in his fixture against Tottenham. Once again, they're getting into some good positions for Manchester City, and we know that when Riyad Mahrez does play, he does have some of the best per 90 stats in the Premier League, as he has shown in previous seasons. So the transfer plan was originally to go for Fernandes to De Bruyne. It could still potentially be this way, as De Bruyne is still a good option, and I think especially after having this rest against Tottenham, he's probably going to start at least the next two, which we'll see him play both matches in double game week 23 for Manchester City, as they have Aston Villa and Arsenal, which I do think is a game week that I'm going to want to get a Manchester City player in for, as I currently only have one Man City attacker, which is Erling Haaland, but I think having a second one, it could definitely prove beneficial, especially with this fixture against Aston Villa at home, where I do fancy Manchester City for some goals in this one. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes, he is blanking in game week 25, and that's the main reason that I'm looking to get him out of the team, just because I'm not fancying him in terms of points across the next 4 to 5 game weeks compared to Kevin De Bruyne, as with Man City's double in game week 23, obviously compared to Manchester United's single game week, plus Manchester United having the blanking game week 25 compared to Man City playing in that week, I think now is the right time to move on to Kevin De Bruyne, as obviously, despite Fernandes being in good form and still having a good fixture in game week 23 himself with the single game week against Leeds, I just prefer Kevin De Bruyne for game week 23. Plus, he has a lower chance of blanking in game week 28 as well than Manchester United. That's also something to consider. So I do really like Kevin De Bruyne as an option. Also, Riyad Mahrez, as we touched on, from Manchester City, he's put up great underlying numbers recently, and at 7.7, it could save me quite a bit of money. We actually do have 4.6 million in the bank as it stands. So if we go for Fernandes down to Mahrez, we're going to have nearly 6 million in the bank, or even over 6 million in fact. So that could definitely be a move to make, and then it does allow us to have a lot of flexibility to pretty much get any play in the game we want to into the sides. By the same token though, Mo Salah here as the third potential replacement could be an option worth considering, as yes, obviously he's been in very poor form recently, but there is the potential for a Liverpool double game week in game week 25. Obviously, Manchester United will be blanking in game week 25, so to have Mo Salah in for the double in game week 25 could be worthwhile. Obviously, before I bring this Mo Salah move to the fore, I would be looking to have that Liverpool double game week confirmed, which I'm not too sure is going to be possible in terms of confirming that before the deadline or for the upcoming game week. So that's probably why the Man City lads are looking more tempting, especially considering they have been in better form than Mo Salah recently, both De Bruyne and Mahrez. And also looking at projected points, the Man City man Kevin De Bruyne has nearly 10 predicted points for game week 23, which is, I believe, the second highest out of any play in game week 23, only behind Erling Haaland. So I'm probably still slightly leaning towards Kevin De Bruyne compared to Riyad Mahrez, as despite Mahrez arguably being in better form, we know Kevin De Bruyne can be absolutely excellent at his best, and especially after getting the rest in game week 22, is definitely going to be good to start for the next two fixtures in game week 23, compared to Riyad Mahrez, who is always a rotation risk, as he's been starting a lot of games recently for Manchester City. So for me, Fernandes up to De Bruyne in game week 23 is probably going to be the move. Man City have the double, and then Man City do look to blank in the future as well. I believe in game weeks 28 or 32, Manchester City could be blanking. So by that time, I'll be looking to get rid of those Manchester City assets from the team. Whether that's looking to get Kevin De Bruyne out again, we'll have to see. That is also an argument for why Mo Salah could also be a better option with the double in 25. But right now, I still like Kevin De Bruyne. We can have him from game weeks 23, have him all the way from game weeks 23 up to 27. We'll see what happens with the Man City blanking game week 28 or 32, and then accommodate transfers from that point onwards. If Man City do blanking game week 28, probably the only Man City player that I will have in the team will be Haaland, and I probably look to sell off De Bruyne and sell off Akanji, who's currently in our team, We've obviously got a Kanji in there for the Man City double in 23. So I'll probably rock with the triple Man City up until game week 28. Wait to see if they get their blank confirmed. Then look to get out those 2 Manchester City players before game week 28 begins. So we can just drop Erling Haaland to the bench and try and navigate blank game week 28 to the best of our possibility, as there is a lot of teams blanking in 28 and a lot of teams blanking that have very high owned players. So we could also look to use a free hit as well. That's definitely an option that we could look to target, as if we do have triple Manchester City and we don't want to have to worry about transferring those players out, then transferring them back in, taking hits to get other players, maybe just loading up the team for game weeks 23 through 27, accepting that we can just use the free hit in game week 28 and then try and set up the team the best as we can for game week 32 and beyond, when there's going to be more doubles and blanks coming up. So that could definitely also be a strategy if we do have triple Manchester City in the team. Thanks for watching today's transfer plans for double game week 23. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, drop a like and subscribe, as it really helps out the video and the channel, and click the notification bell as well to stay up to date with all of the FPL videos coming your guys' way in the future, as of course there's going to be lots more FPL content in the build up to blank game week 25, and of course lots of doubles and blanks for the remainder of the FPL season. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.